Hello everyone, my name is Laura Boeschoten and I am a PhD candidate at Wageningen University in the Netherlands. This video is part of a series of videos explaining the Timtrace sampling protocol. In this one, we'll explain how to sample from high density wood species. Have a look at timtrace.nl for the other videos. So first, what are the required tools and materials? Well, you'll need a battery operated drill and make sure you have enough batteries as they tend to drain quite fast. Or you can use a regular drill plus a portable generator. Additionally, you'll need drill bits that are at least 20 centimeters long in order to enter deep enough to collect the hardwood. You'll need a plastic bucket to collect the wood dust, a permanent marker, tape, and paper bags or envelopes to store the samples. Don't store the samples in plastic as it will cause them to mold or rot. If an experienced operator is with you and the tree is already logged, you can also collect a chunk of wood like shown on the right with a chainsaw. On to sample collection, first from standing trees. To collect wood samples from a standing tree with high density wood, we use an electric drill. Start by removing the bark with a machete, as you don't want bark in the sample. Then you can start drilling, with a container underneath to collect the sawdust. Look carefully to see when the color of the sawdust changes, which indicates that you've reached the hardwood. Make 3 shallow holes like this, collecting sapwood only. If you drilled all 3, put all the sawdust in the envelope, seal it, and then write the tree ID and sapwood on it. After storing the sapwood safely, you continue drilling in the same holes to collect the hardwood, filling a new envelope. You drill until you reach about 20 centimeters deep into the tree in all 3 holes. And then again, you put the wood dust in the envelope, seal the envelope, and write the tree ID and now hardwood on it. Make sure that at least 10 centimeters of hardwood is collected, which you can do just by checking how deep the drill bit entered into the tree, aiming for 20 centimeters deep in total. It might happen that your drill gets stuck for a little bit, like shown in the video here. You can always twist it backwards a little bit, and when drilling make sure to make quite a large hole by going left and right and up and down a little bit, so that it's not too narrow. So now you know how to take a wood sample from a standing tree. But what if you're working in a logging area and the tree's already felled? In that case, you can also sample from a tree stump, but please make sure it was not cut down too long ago and check that the bark is still alive. Using a machete or chainsaw, you can then cut out a chunk of wood instead of taking a powder sample with the drill as shown before. Then you take a sample of at least 20 centimeters in radial length, 5 centimeters wide and 1 centimeter thick. A little bit bigger is not a problem, of course. Like with the powder, please make sure you collect at least 10 centimeters of hardwood, which is usually darker than the sapwood. And like with the previous samples, it's very important to make sure that all samples have their unique identification number, corresponding to the number on the field form. This can be done by writing it with permanent marker on the wood, or by taping around the sample and writing it on the tape. And last, but for sure not least, sample storage. When storing the wood samples, it's important to get the moisture out of it. For that reason, they should be stored in a dry place with plenty of air circulation around them. This can for example be in an air-conditioned space, if available. Otherwise, you can spread them on the floor for 2 to 3 days. And please do not store the fresh wood samples in sealed plastic bags or containers, because this may cause them to mold or to rot. So this was our tutorial on wood sample collection from high density wood species. Check out the other videos in our blog if you want to know more about sampling design, field forms, or how to collect samples from light and medium wood density species, as well as soil samples. Thanks for watching.